Thank you for joining us. I'm Sharon Gilmore Glover.
I'm Tim Glover.
I'm Sarah DiFelice.
We're really thrilled that you're here to join us to learn more about the hero's journey, how to navigate life on purpose. We are putting this multi chapter program out specifically to help people in exactly the kind of times that we're living through. And the hero's journey story is a metaphor, a framework, and a story that I have used a good chunk of my adult life to help me make sense of what's going on in my life and move forward on purpose, especially when I feel like I don't have a lot of control.
I think this is the most perfect time to introduce the hero's journey because here we are, pandemic number 2. We're in act 2. We've been almost a year in this unusual time, and having a story and a context to be able to help us navigate certainly has helped me dramatically.
Yes, and we're going to be introducing some key resources as we move through these times that are disorienting, overwhelming, chaotic, and we've really, they've become essential to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We love this slide. I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise it won't be boring. For sure. Nobody's life, whether you love what's going on in your life right now and you're super excited or not so much, it is definitely not boring. So let's get into this. What is the hero's journey story? In every single culture on this planet, going right back to cave paintings, so ever since humans were humans, every culture has a hero's journey story. You've been exposed to it. You know what this is. In Western European and UK, people from the UK, that's our backgrounds culturally. Our story is the Knights and the Grail, the search for the Grail. And so I came across this many years ago. Obviously, the Knights and the search for the Grail is something I grew up hearing about. But the myth, Joseph Campbell was the comparative mythologist that I got introduced this to as a story to help me frame my life. So basically, King Arthur sends the knights out to go find the Grail to save the people in the land. And on the way, the knights need to go through a dark forest. The knights that went into the forest on a path immediately got lost. The knights that found a path partway through the dark forest also got lost. Percival, the knight who found the Grail and brought it back, stayed off all paths, created his own path all the way there and all the way back, and he was the one that successfully found the Grail. And it's that story of going into that place, the unknown in our life where we can't see forward. Sometimes it is literally dark and we can't see anything at all. And other times it's just, I have no idea where to go and there's no path, so I'll just keep moving forward. So talk about
I love the metaphor of the dark forest because it's an inner journey. Now, when I first got introduced to this, I didn't understand the difference between outer journey and inner journey. My journey at the beginning of my life was to follow my father's path in the wood. So the introduction of the hero's journey meld those two together. Suffice to say, cut to the short, it didn't work out very well for me. I actually was banging around, staying on his path. It didn't work out anywhere close to the way I had hoped it would for me. So I found myself at various stages changing my path considerably to actually start to take into consideration what it is that I was about, what I wanted. And then later to actually stumble upon the hero's journey, you introduced it to me, thought, oh my God, that's amazing. Stay off any existing paths. Find your own path in the woods. That's one of those things that really sticks for me.
Right. We're all unique is ultimately what the story is about. We're all unique. So all of our life is going to look different and unique. And it's about being empowered by that and owning that. And so Sharon, you also were the person who introduced me to the hero's journey, which I love for the same reasons. As a woman in this world, I went down the traditional path of, find a good man, find a nice house. The next step is kids. And all the while I was being pulled literally in another direction. And when I resisted that, things don't look so pretty.
it's not so rosy.
Not so rosy.
No, dark.
Right. So not only was it you giving me the frame of reference of the hero's journey, but just having the support of people, of elders that have been through this cycle many times to help ground that. Nope, it's okay. This is to be expected, and you're good.
This is very normal.
This is very normal. This is life.
So how do you get started? What is the beginning of the hero's journey? The fact is that you are already living the
Yeah.
story of your life. We all are.
Yeah.
I was living the story of my life before I woke up and realized, oh, I'm in charge. I'm not in control, but I'm in charge. I don't have to live this way. I whatever comes into our life, whether it's some huge personal catastrophe, a challenge, or a massive opportunity
Yeah.
beyond anything we could ever have imagined, we get to choose how we want to show up in that. And that's as soon as you wake up and realize that, that starts your conscious hero's journey. If the story of the hero's journey resonates with you and you think, yeah, I like that. I like that I'm writing my own story. I like that I'm the hero in my own story. Then that is the beginning. One of my favorite Joseph Campbell quotes, and I'm going to read it to make sure I get it right, is, you must give up the life you planned in order to have the life that is waiting for you. For me, in my circumstances, the life that I planned got sideswiped by a personal catastrophe. I didn't expect to make any changes, but I have a much richer life than I ever would have had if I'd stayed in my planned life.
I was Mr. Planner. So I got, like my father, I got a chartered accountant, certified management accountant, bachelor of math, CPA designation. So I was the captain of planning. And so everything was all planned and it never went to plan. And then we did consulting with clients and we actually move them down a plan. Never went to plan. The whole idea is to be available, to be able to go and adapt the plan constantly. That's the essence of the hero's journey.
And I grew up always having my life told that this is what you're supposed to do, and then this is the next step, and then you go to school, and then this happens, and this happens. And when I woke up to, I am the driver of my life. I get to choose and to speak to. Every path is going to be different, and yet we feel that there's key resources that everyone can benefit from going on their unique
It's the
journey.
same to everybody. So it's a
Yes.
context is similar.
Yes.
So you're going on a journey, you have to have some travel essentials.
Yes.
The
Yes.
very first and probably most important essential on your hero's journey is the power of reflection. Whether you are consciously a self-reflective person or not, if you are going to step into your hero's journey, if you're in a point in your life right now where many people are, the global circumstances have changed your life significantly and how you used to live is not possible right now or anymore, you need to step into your hero's journey consciously and start crafting your life. The most important essential you can take with you is to become self-reflective. So even if you've never kept a journal before, now is the time to do it. You need to keep a gratitude journal and you need to keep a success journal, because the hero's journey has dragons. We're going to meet dragons. We're going to need to slay some of them. We're going to need to learn how to tame some of them. We need resilience. So gratitude, focusing on 3 things daily that you are grateful for, big and small, and successes, big and small, every day, are really important. I've journaled my whole entire adult life, so I write. How do you journal?
I've also journaled my whole life writing, but I also really get benefit from typing and video journaling as well.
I've written, I get journals forever, especially when it gets challenging. It's a daily process, an hourly process sometimes, and looking for what I'm grateful for and where I've been successful helps my brain move from way back here up into the front executive center. So I'm actually become more present in my day to day.
Yeah, when we can focus on what we're grateful for, we'll start to attract more opportunities that we can be
Exactly.
grateful for.
Yeah.
And that's for sure.
Yes.
So first travel essential is self-reflection and start keeping a gratitude and success journal. Whether you write it down, whether you talk to someone, whether you do voice memos or video, doesn't matter, but do it every day. The next travel essential is understanding where you are. We all have comfort zones and growth zones, and then we have panic zones. You're on a journey. We're all on a journey. The world is extremely topsy-turvy right now. The last year, 2020, this is it. The word is overused, but it's true. It's unprecedented times. We've never experienced what we're going through right now, ever, on this planet. And so all of us have been moved out of our comfort zones on and off. And so understanding that as soon as we leave our comfort zone and we move into our growth zone, we are slightly destabilized. Now, that destabilizing might be like, oh, I love roller coasters and this is the biggest roller coaster I've ever been on. I'm so excited. Or I love horror movies and this is supposed to be the scariest movie ever. That's, we're still a little more unstable, but the deeper we get into our growth zone, the less fun that becomes.
Yeah.
So it's important to understand, to be aware that that's going to happen to us. Our stress level and our level of feeling conflicted is going to increase. And if we feel like we've been pushed, just sideswiped right from our comfort right into our panic zone, we absolutely feel like we're flailing. The important thing to remember is, in order to successfully navigate our own life's hero's journey, we actually need to be on the cusp of our growth and panic zone. We need to say, okay, I'm here, so I'm growing. I chose this. I can do this. This is a big dragon and I'm ready. I can do this.
Yeah. And the thing I think that is really important, I remember hearing Seth Godin talk about this. We as a society in the West have been taught to hang in the comfort zone and to fit in, as opposed to stretch into the growth and just to the edge of panic. So this comes at a time during this pandemic where this may seem odd, but it's about stretching into the place where you're just on that edge and play the edge. It's really, really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see it all as an opportunity.
The third travel essential, I said at the beginning that self-reflection was the most important, but I actually think this is the most important.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Community is critical. When we choose to go on a hero's journey, even if everybody else around us is struggling with some of the same challenges we are, if they're struggling to get back to normal and we're struggling to transform, we might not understand each other that well, because it looks crazy. To say frankly,
Yes.
Cut to the chase.
there are moments when people will go, you're kind of nuts. Like, what are you doing? Come back here where it's
What are you
safe.
doing? It makes no sense.
But once you've stepped into your hero's journey, if you've decided, you know what? And I've heard lots of people say this, is that I kind of was never crazy about that job in the first place. And I always wanted to do this, or, well, living somewhere else is a bit of a problem right now on the planet, but whatever it is, or live in a different way. I've heard lots of people say, you know what? I was panicking, but now I think I'm just going to try something completely different. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter, because it wasn't working anyway.
Yeah.
So I know for me, when I started to transform my life, everybody around me who wanted me to come back to being safe and well and healthy said, what are you doing? You have lost your mind. Come back here. We will all look after you. And I knew I was leaving that and going somewhere else. So for me, finding community of people who get the fact that this is what I'm doing, and it's messy sometimes, it's nightmarish at times, and it's unbelievably joy-filled and fulfilling at times. So please come and check out the Flow Network community on facebook.com. That's where we're hanging out.
Yes.
Sarah is the main administrator of that, and making sure the community is all connecting together.
That's right. And we'll be ramping up our presence over there as well, as we start to invite more people in who are doing the crazy kind of adventure into really stepping into your full power, and who it is that you really are, and stretching in ways that are just going to, like Sharon said, fill you up with so much joy.
And I think it's important to note that we're a little bit older than you. We've been stretching, and we've been actually going around and around and around in circles and banging against this and this. We understand crazy. So we're very, very, very invested in how important community is, and very much invite you to join us, where crazy is pretty much the norm.
So if you're ready to get started, just click the link below, and it'll take you over to a page where you can check out chapter 1. We are getting chapters up there. It's a multi-chapter program, The Hero's Journey. We're getting more chapters up as quickly as we can make them. We decided, because of the need and because we have resources that can help people right now, that we would not wait till the whole program was done, but put it out as we could. We hope that it really helps you. We hope that this few minutes, this 15 minutes that you've spent with us gives you a new way to look at what's happening in your life, and um, some resources that you can bring to bear to help you get in charge of what's happening.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to note that Tim and Sharon have been, as you've said, you're a bit older
Yep.
than I am, and you've been consulting with big businesses, small
Yeah.
businesses
You
for,
still are.
Yeah,
and you
27
still are
years.
for a lot of
Long,
years,
long time.
and charge quite a lot. And so it's so gracious of you to create a program that is extremely affordable for anybody, because so many people need the experience
Absolutely.
that you guys have.
You know, it's
been
really,
through.
really a wonderful point, because over the years, we've charged huge amounts of money to companies to help them move through things that were impossible. And there comes a point in a person's life, and like I say, we're a little bit older, where you look at what's going on the planet and say, everybody needs access to these resources, because we as a species are going through an evolutionary leap at this point in time. And I believe, I think we all believe, this is really, really important to help those people who are being proactive or want to be proactive. We're helping them achieve their goals and be outrageously them. And to do that, you need community and you need some tools as well, and some practice as well. It's not something you would have learned in school or even in leadership development in a business school.
So we've given you the three for free, the three keys that have helped us in our life, but the chapters that we'll progress through will just give you more depth and more tools and the support that you'll need. I certainly know I've been grateful for your support.
Well, it's reciprocal. Like,
Yes.
this isn't like, we all need it. Doesn't
We all
matter how
do.
much experience we have. So
That's right.
come see it. Come see us on Facebook, and best of luck.
Yes.
The world
Yes.
needs all of us
Yeah.
Yes.
to wake up and move forward right now. So thanks for joining us.
Bye.